Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the Nexus 6P, and I've had this phone for 3 days now, and here are my first thoughts. So I know what you guys are thinking. Any of you who know me definitely know me as an avid iPhone user, and you'd be right. I've used iPhone religiously for uh, probably 5 or 6 years at least, and yeah, I never really looked back because I did actually start with Android. You may not know that, but my first smartphone was an Android device. Well, because iPhone barely existed when I first got that device, and it was only on AT&T, which I was on Verizon, so I couldn't get one anyway. So yeah, I started on Android, and I loved it. I It was awesome. I hacked the shit out of that phone. I rooted it. I had custom ROMs being flashed every other day, sometimes more than that. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. But once I switched to an iPhone, I don't know, I never looked back. And because I use Mac OS for my desktop, having an iPhone just seemed to make more sense to me. But being the tech guy that I am, I figured it was only fair, since it's been, at least 5 years since I've used an Android device, that it was time for me to give it another shot because, believe it or not, I've never had any hate for Android. I've had nothing against them. I mean, my license plate used to say Google. I mean, I have nothing against them. I just, like I said, preferred the iOS experience. But anyway, enough of that. Quick rundown of the specs of this phone. It's the Nexus 6P. It's got a 5.7-inch AMOLED display. It's got a resolution of 2560 by 1440, so it's a huge resolution, which makes for a very crisp and bright screen. It's a beautiful screen. That's one of the things I'm most impressed with about this phone. I think is the screen. It's gorgeous. It's got two cameras. The rear facing is 12.3 megapixels and 4K video at 30 frames per second. The front facing camera is 8 megapixels and it shoots HD video, standard 1080p. For processor, it's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon. It's clocked at 2 gigahertz and it's an 8-core 64-bit processor, so very speedy processor. To back that, it's got 3 gigs of memory, so this phone's fast. I haven't been able to slow it down at all in the past 3 days, so pretty impressed with the speed of this phone. And for storage, it has 32 gigs, but it is configurable to 64 and 128 if you wish. But for this, I just got the 32 gig model because I wasn't even sure if I'd keep the phone, so I didn't really need a whole lot of storage. So my initial thoughts. Again, only 3 days, but I have been using it as my daily driver for those 3 days. I transferred it to my existing number, and I haven't been using my iPhone at all for 3 days. And so far, there's nothing I hate about it. So that's one good thing. Nothing I hate about it. It's a very fast phone. Like I said, that 8-core processor and the 3 gigs of RAM is amazing. It's so fast, and yeah, it's great. Battery life also gets a thumbs up from me. Then again, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't consider myself a heavy phone user. I do use it a lot, but not for anything really heavy like movie watching and stuff. So, and battery life for me, like, I don't mind charging my phone every single night. I know some people gripe about that, but it's not a big deal for me. I mean, it just sits on my nightstand anyway, so might as well charge it, right? Doesn't really bother me. So, battery life, no big deal, but it is pretty promising. Another thing, this phone, if you didn't know, the fingerprint scanner is on the back of the phone. If you want a quick shot of it, there it is. I wasn't sure what to think of it at first, but it's perfect placement. When you go to take the phone out of your pocket, your finger just lands there. I don't even try, but I take out my phone, it's on the scanner, I look at my phone, it's unlocked and ready to go. So, nice job. It's good placement. I love it. Again, with a screen, that AMOLED display with the huge resolution, it's beautiful. Really sharp, bright, crisp, everything looks great. And one more point is, since it's a Nexus device, it has the pure Android, no bloatware, nothing like that. So it's clean, not many apps pre-installed, just what Google wants, and it's really nice. I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. This wasn't actually meant to be a full review, just more of my first impressions of the phone after 3 days. So look for another video probably in a week or so. I want to continue using this phone as my daily driver a little longer before I post what I would consider a full review. I'll show some more images of the phone in that review, and yeah, give you a full around review of the phone and what I think about it. And I suppose the last question, at least a question you guys are probably asking, is, am I going to stick with Android or am I going to go back to my iPhone? And the answer is neither. I think I've decided I'm actually going to use both, not at the same time, but with SIM cards nowadays, and because this Nexus is unlocked and it's not tied to any provider, I can switch back and forth between my iPhone and the Nexus as much as I want. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to pick one to use like all the time. I'll probably use this device for, I don't know, another month or so maybe. It just depends, I guess, on how the next week goes. But as for now, I don't plan to pick one to use forever. I just going to switch back and forth just to, see how the transition feels. So yeah, no clear winner as far as what's going to be my daily driver permanently. But I definitely don't hate this phone. It's a nice phone. Android's come a long way, and I'm very happy with it. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.